price.
Yes, it was too big. He might have just, had he bet on the turn, he might have got a few more quid out of him, and a smaller bet on the river, I think you're right, he would have got paid.
£40.
However, Dennis won't mind. You know, he's called in the big blind with 8-10 and hit a full house. That's never a bad result.
Well, first level over, and Dennis Taylor will feel good, I'm guessing. He done half his money and got it all back.
Yeah. Dennis was nearly gone, and now he's back above starting chips, 1,030 there, and only Willie Thorne ahead of him at the moment.
Ken Doherty is making them feel a bit edgy. He took this big poker win last year, so the pressure is cooking for this lot. Let's hear what they think about each other behind closed doors.
We usually have a little game when the snooker tournaments are on, and there's a lot of banter goes on between the snooker players and winding each other up, and people like Mark Williams and Steve Davis, some of the text messages that they send each other, not only when they lose at poker, but when they lose at snooker, you wouldn't want to read the text messages that are sent.
Extremely competitive. When you see Dennis Taylor's face, he'll be going redder and redder if he gets a few bad beats, and Willie's head would be nodding like that, you know, telling everybody how unlucky he is, you know. And Steve would be just ashen-faced, stone cold Steve, like, you know.
There's obviously bragging rights going on here, and of course we've had to sit and suffer, basically in silence, listening to Ken Doherty talking us through how he won the final and how he beat us in the heat, and it's stuck in many players' throats. Firstly, we've got to make sure Ken doesn't win. I mean, that's just priority. In my eyes, we just cannot have it again. It's just awful.
Davis is obviously, as he was in snooker, just grinds everybody to death. He's just about as boring at poker as he is at snooker. You know, he'd send a glass eye to sleep.
I knew you missed your flush.
Ken Doherty actually won the World Championship of snooker in 1997 when he beat Stephen Hendry 18-12 in the final.
He's actually, I think he's been in pretty torrid form on the snooker table. I've been watching a lot of his matches. He's made a couple semi-finals in the last few events.
Hello, I've been reached out, have you now?
Yeah, he's a quality player. Mark Williams also there in the shot with his ace-10. He won it twice, the World Championship of snooker, but his game hasn't been so good lately, Jesse. There were rumours in the paper that he was thinking of retiring if he went out of the top 32.
Nah, you know, I'm telling you, poker and snooker, they're both a life sentence. I don't care what you say, it's a life sentence.
Check.
Did Ken raise this up with the Jack-8?
He did raise the top of the Jack-8 now. Mark Williams has an overcard to the board and a flush draw.
Champ's on a roll. It's fine, man.
Go get him, Mark! He's going to have to make a big check raise here if he wants to get the pot. It'd be the Scandinavian move. There it is, the lumped bet. That's lovely. I mean, he doesn't know that Ken doesn't have a queen, but he has to take the chance, and he knows he has outs if he does.
Absolutely, and it's the first move Ken Doherty's made. Every other move he's made, he's had the cards. This time, inside straight draw, he's going to act up a bit of Hollywood, but he's putting this down.
Every time. This will be great for Mark Williams' confidence. I think Ken's just, Ken's problem is he knows they're all going to give him a lot of razz when he folds. Just stealing himself for it.
I think that's right. He's also got that kind of expression on his face that says, I got a big hand here, son. It's only 620 to call.
Good bet.
Oh, nice one.
Oh, a round of applause from Willie Thorne. Respects the gamble of another gambler.
First see one.
Yeah.
I'll show that one.
Yeah, Mark was talking about retiring if he went out of the world's top 32, but his form's turned around more lately, Jesse, and he started winning a few more matches, so... I mean, I think snooker, like poker, is a lot about confidence, you know.
But people level up.
Yeah, there's form, there's
I don't do
confidence.
anything to
Everybody
you
goes
wanna-
through good and bad.
Just one hand,
Mark's,
that's all. Only one
Mark's
hand.
a player, he's a gamer.
Willie.
I don't believe it for a second that he's going anywhere. But
I mean, what would he do? Take up marathon running? I don't think so.
Pass.
I've often considered selling storm windows myself.
Pass.
I think you'd be very good at selling windows, you know.
Cool. Cool.
Sort of the invulnerability cloak that Ken Doherty has been wearing has been it's been cracked, hasn't it?
It has. It's needed to go to the dry cleaners for a running repair. I think.
Check.
Oh, look at Davis on the button.
Check.
50.
50.
He's got it. And Steve is going to be pretty well aware that Willie has somewhere between nothing and absolutely nothing.
Cool.
He's just flat called. I like that play.
And I think conversely, Willie Thorne will have a pretty good sense that Steve is trapping him. This could be Willie's last money in the pot unless an ace comes.
Yeah, they know each other very, very well. They're good mates, actually, and they play together an awful lot.
Pass.
And Steve knows Willie is likely to gamble, but, you know, if Willie hits his ace here, or another spade comes, we could see some fireworks.
When the tightest player on the table calls the loosest player on the table on a paired flop, I mean, what can come of it? Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Check.
That's a nice check by Willie. He's going to play defensively here.
Is he checking to check raise, though?
I think he's
Check.
I think he was checking to call this down, and Davis may have missed a bet.
I think he missed a bet. He missed value here.
Although he may pick up a bet from Willie now on the river.
Can Willie put him on a queen?
Check.
He's checked his ace.
That was
twice.
a great check by Willie.
Now it's all about bet size here. If Steve bets 100 to 150, you probably get a call.
100.
100,
Cool.
perfect. Instant call by Willie. Willie's shown earlier on when he's king kicker one to two pair on the board that he's willing to call.
I have to say, even though Steve Davis is winning this pot, I think Willie played the hand beautifully. He played it not to lose any money after that ace
Check
came
with aces
down.
and queens.
Absolutely. To check
Good
the
job,
ace
didn't you?
twice, the
Mother
very
Raven.
card you were
Mother
looking
Raven,
for
didn't
was really good poker.
Good shot.
We had to call out.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry?
If he'd have bet, when I checked, if he'd have bet, I'd have re-raised. It was cheap. I was likely there.
Don't say that. It's not making me feel good. Like, I'm putting money in my pile. I'm feeling upset and depressed.
Definitely close to three.
It's very difficult for me to use my personality to win anything, and it's going to be even more difficult for me to use my personality against people who know how boring I am, actually. And obviously there is no smoke without fire. The way I can win is by just going under the radar and pretending I'm not even there, sneaking through to the final stages and crushing the opposition.
Hawkins has fallen asleep a little bit.
Yeah, I think his rush of cards at the beginning, now he's starting to show that he's only been playing a year, really, because in most of the hands he's playing now, he really doesn't know where he is. And a lot of good players, they use their chips, or in this case, their cash, to find out where they are in a hand by making a bet. Whereas Barry seems to be a bit confused, especially after his debacle earlier on with the ace-king.
Here comes Ken.
Raise.
Nice hand on the button. 40 plus.
100 more.
Raise to 140 total.
Might even be too steep for Willie Thorne.
Uh-oh, here's
What?
Dennis.
Thank you.
Now, Dennis, are you going to re-raise or just call? You don't know that you've got Ken Doherty completely dominated.
Re-raise.
Says he. And Ken will be playing about... Oh,
300 more.
Ken's got... This is nearly all Ken's stack here. He's got about 400 and some left. If he calls this, he'll be mentally committed for the rest. Oh, it's
And
all or nothing.
It's all or nothing, and of course Ken Doherty is our reigning champion. He won't want to go out first in his heat. It's a very difficult decision. He's made a move with King-Queen. He can't value that hand very highly, but he has very little money left behind. Can he fold and still do damage?
It's unfortunate. He's in an unfortunate spot to be dominated here. I mean,
Total of 300.
300 is the raise. Re-raise. 440.